Hey guys, welcome to episode 10. So happy to be here in our accidental matching outfits. I put this sticker heart here from my son's Valentine's Day card things just so I could be half as cool as Becca.
You're way more cool than I am.
I'm horrible at taking compliments.
Okay, it's okay.
I'll just drown myself in water real quick. How are you?
I'm doing really good. It's been about 2 weeks, I think, since we've been able to record.
It's been a while.
It has.
Yeah, I was just saying that there's dust on our mic stand, and it's only been 2 weeks, so it feels longer. It literally looks longer over here, but that's just apartment living, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
You said you open the windows to your apartment to help that sometimes.
I did. I really like having fresh air circulate in and out, and I completely forgot about it. And when I left for work, Bear pushed it open with his nose, I guess, and then Smudge got out. And
The cat.
Yes, Smudge is a cat. And she's gotten out before. I don't know if I've ever told you like her lore, but
Oh yeah, she's like low-key a street cat.
yeah, she kind of is,
Yeah.
dude. She's an adventurer. My old roommates got a sectional, a sectional, a love sack sectional.
Okay, yeah.
And they got it during COVID because nurses and first responders got like a really good discount. So Tessa was a nurse and she got it, but they were still really expensive, especially for them. Like they were like, these are the nicest, and they were so nice, dude. Like you can literally make like a giant pit, and they were like, we do not want Smudge on these couches.
Smudging on
Yes.
couches.
And I was like, completely understandable. So I got her some things called kitty caps, and you just glue them on over their claws, and it makes it to where they can't scratch. But it's more humane than declawing them.
For sure.
Some people clip their nails. I don't feel
Does it
comfortable
grow
doing
back?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
No, they're just like fingernails. Like whenever they
they're
scratch things, they're filing them.
They're equivalent to their bones, right?
Um,
They say like their nails are equivalent to their joints.
is that
Their
not
bone joint is like connected to their nails somehow.
are our nails just bones, right? No,
They say
it's keratin.
teeth is the only bone that we keep up with or hygienically take care of. So I assume nails are out of the picture then, if that's the only one.
Yeah,
But-
I think it's just keratin.
Hey, I would love to break a nail and be like, I can't come into work today. I broke my bones.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be sick.
Have you ever broken a bone?
No. I look at those like Facebook things where they're like, add a number if this has happened to you. Add a number if this has happened to you. First off, I think those are just ways for marketing or AIs to like figure out what you like or the person you are. So that's what that is, people. And I look at that though, and I'm like, I'm none of that. Like mine would be like solo, no tattoos, never broke a bone. I just feel like I haven't had the most adventurous time when I look at that. But then I'm like, wow, I haven't broken a bone. That's sick. That means I have more time to break other things, and more, I consider it like more lives, like cats.
It's not as cool.
It's not. Yeah, I figured.
I remember I used to think like, wow, I've never broken a bone, and then it doesn't stop. So
It's like that same bone keeps breaking, like it becomes fragile. Or you're saying just
you've seen my collarbone.
once you start.
It's
Oh man,
you don't. I mean, I don't have to.
no. It just took me to Mara had a horrible collarbone accident. And how's yours? Go ahead.
It looks really cool. I don't know if you can see it on camera.
Oh wow.
I have a metal plate and screws in there. So that was the first thing that broke. Apparently they're really easy to break, and
Yeah.
sometimes they can just heal on.
Mine are just like out, like ready to get chopped at any moment. So I do worry about that
Yeah.
often. Mara had a horrible one. She jumped out of a moving vehicle, and she like had been at a party or whatever. So she jumped out of a moving vehicle because she said she left something back at the house. I want to say, Mara, you were saying that you didn't have clothes on or you needed to go get your clothes or something like that. And so you had to go get it. You're a lady, of course. And she jumps out of the car. I wasn't even there. This is all a story that I get told the next day. And she's like, comes over to my apartment. And I get told via text through my boyfriend that was living there. We were neighbors at the time. He was like, yeah, Mara seems pretty messed up. And I'm just like mad she hasn't texted me back, honestly, because I'm that friend. And he's like, yeah, she is about to go to the ER. I'm like, why is she hanging out? She was so calm about the whole thing because I think she was still drunk a little bit. But it turns out, yeah, she broke her collarbone, and a little trooper.
I don't know. I'm sure it's different for everyone. I didn't feel any pain.
I know she didn't until until she like probably woke up the next morning. But as a mom, like if that happens to my kid while he's like in my care or under the age of 18, I don't know how I'm going to handle that. I want to think because I've never broken a bone. Like, what do? Hold it together?
Well, you hold it in whatever position doesn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And
or whatever. Yeah. Whatever it's not fighting against, obviously.
I think it also depends on how bad the break is. Like, is it
exactly?
Is there bone?
I'm saying like I wouldn't know anything just right off the bat. And man, having a boy is scary. At the park today, those parts, there's stairs to go up. He likes to go up the stairs and then go down the little slide thing, right? Today, he refused to use the stairs and only those blue things he would climb up. And we obviously have to hold him because this is very advanced climbing. Like, I don't know why he woke up today and decided that.
Niall can't even do that. I don't think. The ones that you're talking about.
The one that goes like sideways, like it goes up and then it like all of a sudden goes that way. And then there's that one. There's those two blue ones that I'm like, sheesh, a kid could just walk off the plank right here. That's him. That's him walking into the plank. He was walking into it and then immediately wanted to turn around and go back down it. And one of us had to run up the other side. I'm so glad Tommy was with me. Run up the other side and help him back down. But he like did the slide maybe once, but it was all about that climbing today.
Something that I learned, especially with Niall being so adventurous, he is more adventurous whenever me and Brian are both there because he feels like ultra safe.
Yeah.
So he like goes straight jackass and like he will just do whatever. He does not care because he knows that he's in good hands.
I actually saw today, it was cool. I saw an old high school friend. She has a daughter that's a month younger than Lennon at the same park. And I looked at her and I was like, he just started doing this today. Like, he's normally not like this. He's being crazy. And that's him being crazy. And I don't mean like, I never stop him from being crazy. Crazy to me is stepping out of your comfort zone. And I guess I should stop calling it crazy. That should tell y'all how I feel about stepping out of my own comfort zone. I feel literally insane that I call it that. Now I'm thinking about that in this moment. So that's him being crazy, is just doing something that maybe I wasn't ready for him to do, but we are now. We have to be. Now I know we are 100% wearing running shoes at the park. Did y'all get to do anything before nap today?
We went.
Did your kid nap today?
He did nap.
Awesome.
His sleeping schedule has been messed up, but while I worked this weekend, Brian had him, and Brian said he slept like 13 hours and he got completely reset. So when I got him back, he's back to his normal bedtime and nap time. I think he likes to fight me a little bit more than Brian.
Of course.
But yes, we did nap. We went to the park, and
we've been going to the park a lot. The weather's been awesome here.
Yeah, we stayed there for about an hour, and he was ready to leave on his own accord. So we left, and we got Chick-fil-A. He ate all his nuggets because he's been a picky eater too. So that was like a huge win. Took a nap, and then he ate chicken pot pie for the first time, which was really cool because he's been so picky. So I'm just trying to just throw stuff at him to see like whatever like sticks. And everyone I know loves chicken pot pie. It's just solid. Like, it's literally pie crust, and that's the best part.
Yeah. Bread.
So I got the HEB chicken pot pie, and he took a bite and he looked so confused. I think he thought it was supposed to be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So he chewed
I do
it.
that with everything I eat.
Yeah, he looked so disturbed as he chewed it. But he didn't spit it out because normally he'll just like take it out and then he'll walk up to me and put it in my hand if he does not like it.
That's been Lennon and pickles.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't expect him to like pickles. I just am appeasing him because he wants to try it. I know he's going to hand me a disgusting pickle back.
But he took like 5 bites of chicken pot pie today, so that was another win.
Wow. Something I'm worried about with picky eating or seeing these behavioral traits occur is something I've been told about picky eating is it can stem from either gut issues or furthermore, it's called hidden hunger. And it's whenever they're deficient in certain vitamins that it's making them crave like insulin resistance. It'll just make you want the sweet stuff. And what's the sweet stuff to them? Fruit. You know, it's the stuff we've given them that's sweet. And I'm noticing Lennon become pickier. So I'm also, you know, running to these variety of things to see if maybe he'll grab at that. I am so happy the kid will eat scrambled eggs sometimes because that's a huge win in itself. But I'm in my own like, ugh, I hate scrambled egg era right now. But I try to get one down a day for myself and then he'll eat like maybe half of one. But loves chicken nuggets. Can't stop with the chicken nuggets, but he won't do Chick-fil-A. It's just the Applegate brand chicken nugget. And of course it's no antibiotic, no blah, 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 blah. But it's a really good chicken nugget. I can't blame the kid, but he can't stop eating that. So I've just been figuring out different variations to throw like a nugget in here and there and like a cheese stick. He tries cheese sticks this week, like mozzarella cheese, the peel apart things. Toxic trait about me, I just bite them and eat it. I don't peel it apart. I think that's a waste of time. And you get your hands dirty. You could just use the wrapper and toss it. Lennon can eat it however he wants, though. I've tried to give it to him in both ways, and they end up on the ground. Or sometimes he takes a bite.
I think it's supposed to be the act of peeling it is enjoyable.
Yeah, I think that I don't like that.
That's okay.
I think I don't like that part. Tommy loves it. So that's why we got those, really.
How do you eat your Kit Kats? Interesting. Okay.
I don't. Oh, yeah, no. Whenever you handed me those Kit Kats, I ate it like it's a chocolate bar. I just don't want to make something into smaller things and then I'm more responsible for other things. You know what I mean? And then I'm just like overwhelmed with my sweets. I just have to eat it. But I also feel that insulin resistance may be in myself too, because they say if you're craving like any sweets after a whole meal, like that's not supposed to happen.
Kind of related, unrelated. I'm thinking about ordering a cortisol test because I think that my cortisol has been extremely high.
Oh, yeah.
And I have like multiple reasons that I believe that. Starting off with never really deal with acne, but I've been having like awful hormonal acne around my chin and cheeks, and that's a telltale sign that it's your hormones. My shoulders have felt extremely tight, like more than normal, to the point that they're painful. And I looked up like, why am I carrying stress in my shoulders? And it says that's just from anxiety. Like that's where your body stores anxiety stress.
Okay. Can I tell you something?
Yes.
Like a running joke Tommy and I have, and it's not a joke to me, it's a joke to him because he just thinks it's absurd. I think I hold gas in my shoulders. So if I feel like
like you fart?
Yes. So I will literally have him massage a shoulder and try to get a fart out. But really, maybe I'm just like, I'm nervous and I'm like needing to get some gas out because I mean, anxiety will make you fart, but that makes a lot of sense. So actually I'm just like farting cortisol. It is real.
It's real.
Yeah. So it's a running joke, but it's something I actually suffer with.
Interesting. Yeah, it said when I was reading about it, it said like that it is from anxiety, and don't know if you've ever read about we store trauma in the hips, and like sometimes people will do yoga classes and they'll just like break down crying and they don't know why they're crying, because and I could totally be saying this wrong, so take this with like a grain of salt, but so our mind will like forget things. It's like that whole the body keeps the score
In your
thing.
yeah.
And that's where all of our trauma is. So you can like massage it out and stretch it out, but whenever you do that, your body kind of remembers when you were put back in that situation. So like just releasing it causes people to cry because it feels so
And
good.
often you have to revisit something to release it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, my shoulder tension, acne.
You should go to the chiropractor.
I thought about it actually.
Check that out. You should check my girl out.
I'll circle back to that.
Yeah.
But that, and I've been getting tension headaches, which I've never had before. And I thought they were migraines, and then I looked up like I'm getting.
I thought I had brain cancer.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm stressed.
The pressure has been like right here, so I looked up like why am I getting
Like this?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll make like a T.
And it said that is also from stress.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the big moment that I was like, okay, I need to like actually do something about this because my body is telling me that I'm not okay. Mm-hmm. I was dropping Niall off to his family members for like the switchover because I was going to work, and I had to drive to Baytown.
It's a good movie.
Mm-hmm. I've never seen it.
No, it is a movie.
The Switch Up or Switch Up.
It just sounds like a movie.
But I was driving to Baytown, and then I guess I completely like blacked out when I was driving.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize for how long, and I ended up in Crosby.
Oh.
So I ended up like
me not knowing how maps work. Oh.
I ended up 30 minutes away from where I was supposed to be, and like kind of nowhere near the same direction. So I was supposed to stop and get Niall food before I dropped him off because I usually get food for him and his Thea. But I couldn't because I ended up 30 minutes away, like in the middle of the fucking country.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, I don't know how I got here. I don't know. I don't know what exit I didn't take, what exit I did take. I don't know how long I've been blacked out.
Me?
I've never driven this way before. So like there was no like, no muscle memory of me going here. Like there was no autopilot. I just drove to somewhere that like I've been to Crosby plenty of times, but I've never gone there from Clear Lake. And that was really scary for me.
Yeah, that sounds really scary.
So
especially with homie in the back.
Mm-hmm. So I've been trying to take managing my stress more. Oh, and my eczema has been breaking out like crazy too.
Can we talk about eczema? Like, can you tell me what the hell that is? I know that's gut related too.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't start getting it until my adult years. Mm-hmm. So I think the first time I got it, I was probably around 27. So it's still pretty.
When Lennon walks back in, look at right here and right here. Like I said, I've just keep moisturizing it because it is like a hot and cold season we're going through right now. Mm-hmm. So it's like I can't manage it, but I've never had eczema, and I also need to know if my kid has eczema. So I know if I need to be repairing his gut or something, or give him kimchi.
Heard. Yeah.
I've never seen, they call it contact dermatitis, but there's 15 different types. Mm-hmm. At that point. I was trying to do my own research, and I don't want to go to the doctor over something that it's not spreading. It's not a rash. He's not itching it. It just seems like a dry patch.
Yeah.
And people live with that all the time.
So for mine, it like grows and it shrinks. So sometimes it's like really manageable. Sometimes it grows so bad that like it's just uncomfortable.
Sometimes it's like, I notice it's brighter red. Mm-hmm. Like if he comes in from outside, like windburn or something, you know how it's been kind of in the mornings. So I just don't know what it is.
I've been trying to figure out what triggers mine. I think red meat actually triggers mine.
It can.
I was looking it up, and you can develop a red meat allergy later in life. I don't really eat that much red meat anyways, but like I do, sometimes I enjoy it. I don't not eat red meat.
Do you think that's what they want us to think?
I mean, I don't know. I still eat it, so.
Yeah. And it.
But I've noticed whenever I do eat red meat that like my eczema does. And, you know, maybe I could try different red meats. Like
Yeah. Or you could like, I don't know, supplement that vitamin in another area and then see like, and like stop it completely. But also like, we love like a Whataburger or something.
yeah. So if I eat red meat, I know like the next day, like I'm gonna have like a little bit of a flare up.
Yeah.
But I think that it also has a lot to do with stress, the weather. I
Yeah.
think there's so many
Stress
different causes.
alone is going to make us like susceptible to, it's like, you know, that trickle down effect. I feel like it all starts, of course, with stress. And like, then we'll have like deficiencies because we lose a bunch when we stress.
Just strictly from like skin experience, though, I've found in what I've like seen online, mainly from mothers who have babies, they're like, oh, we just lather our baby in lotion and then put zinc oxide on top of him.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing. And
Really,
it's
I
been
use
working
that as
pretty well.
a sunscreen, so I can just put that on. I have like a little jar of just it's 100% that, so I could maybe just try that. It smells like sunscreen though.
Yeah, I think put lotion on underneath it, like something to moisturize.
Okay,
And then that
I have
goes
something
over.
called non-petroleum jelly. It's from Earth Mama, also I think.
Earth Mama sponsor said, please.
Yeah, I know, right? And screw me if I'm getting the brand wrong too. Sorry. We are on episode 10, so we were thinking about doing a fun little 10 question thing. I only have 5 questions, so as long as this adds up to 10 or 15 or something, that's cool.
Okay, I'm going to start with the questions because I feel like I've
Cool.
just been talking and like I haven't given you an
Oh
opportunity.
no, I never feel that way.
I feel that way a little
My
bit.
thoughts are so loud.
Oh, really? Do you want like I think a good question. I asked Josh this whenever he was here, and like I do think that like that's just a good question to ask someone in general. But like, what do you think the essence of Sid is? What do you think has always been one of your characteristics that has been with you since a child, since an adult, and something that you like about yourself? So don't like pick something that like, oh, I've always struggled with this, but
I think I have the ability to be insanely creative. I think that am I in the season of creativity right now? Maybe not, but I also don't think I have to prove that to to anybody at the moment, other than myself. But yeah, I think I've always been a performer. Like I always have to joke about if I'm training someone, I say we're learning choreography. I'm not training them in the restaurant industry at all. I let management know we are just doing 8 counts. Sign that paper. You're good. See you tomorrow. And I think they 100% know like that joke or understand it, because that is the essence of me, is to just understand maybe I'm not going to do anything traditional, but also painfully traditional.
what do you feel like you're always creative, or do you think that you have like moments?
Blocks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we haven't filmed in 2 weeks, and it's partially because of stress, busyness, stuff like that. And that's of course like a energy sucker, which you need energy to be creative or make content, do anything like that. So of course, I'm definitely one of those people that kind of like goes MIA whenever too much is going on. So yeah, I do think it's still like, maybe creative's not the word. I don't know. Creative could be one essence of things. I don't think you're just one thing. That would go against my whole entire don't put me in a box type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But as a kid, I mean, I would put on costumes, dance for my parents till their face was blue, make them video me in costumes, doing skits. I always had to be a teacher or something. I guess always saw myself leading, that type of thing. But I also not confident enough to be like, I'm a leader.
What do you think about that brings you fulfillment?
Keeps me going. I mean, it keeps me to where like, I think it's easy for me to, when I want to and I can, like it's easy for me to find like-minded individuals and like friends and stuff like that when I like decide to open my mouth or have a good day. I could be really funny,
You're hilarious.
or I can also be a cloud.
Mm-hmm.
I think I definitely carry everything in my face and in my one shoulder right here. I think there's something to cherish about that in this type of world, because a lot of people create like a fake space online, and they're someone they're not. And my creative space was me being unapologetically me, and like starting something where I'm on camera and nothing's scripted. And I think there's something to say about that. But once again, not tooting a horn of any kind. I don't.
Okay if you do toot your
I have
horn.
I have the worst. I don't know. I guess I'm still getting confidence back as a mom. When you become a mom, a lot of stuff you do is questioned, whether they outright say it or not. So you feel like you're over explaining,
Mm-hmm.
or you're an alien, and you feel like you're constantly saying no, or you're doing a lot of stuff you never did as a kid because now you have someone else to advocate for. So a lot of that is rebuilding right now, and y'all are watching it. So yeah.
I think that's beautiful. And to add on top of that, not to like just like a surplus of what you were saying and not like, well, this is my perception of you.
Okay.
But since the moment that I met you, like when I first started training you and you were like really nervous and like your personality hadn't like fully come out, and you started talking about like why you love Disney so much. And I think it does tie into with you being a performer and just knowing how you are with your friends. I think you like people to feel, especially your people that you care about, you like them to feel included.
Yeah, being left out's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, and I think that like
to me,
you do that a lot for the people that you care about. Like you want to make them smile, and like you are hilarious in just everyday actions, you know, like here on camera we're sitting down so people don't fully understand
I talk like
that you're just dancing.
I
like
constantly
and when I
dance.
say dance, I'm not saying like small gestures like you're like hitting moves.
No, yeah, I'm doing 8 counts full on. Nobody stands too close to me because you never know.
But yeah, I think that's something I really admire about you is like, and that also goes into like how you plan parties and like just make things special for someone. And yeah, I think Lennon's a really lucky guy. And I think that like, I hope that is something that gets passed down to him, you know, because it brings so many people joy and like love.
Yeah, I think he's already such a character. He's so funny. Very artsy. We color every day now. And I'll even flip the paper over so he has like free play of color, not just like Ninja Turtles, which we're doing Ninja Turtles this week. But
Could you share that?
I thought it was me.
No, it's me.
I blame everything on myself. Thank you. Question I had, not quite. I wasn't going to start out very deep, and that might not even be deep for you because you are a pretty deep person.
Ask me whatever, dude. I don't care.
I was just going to ask, I even wrote it down. Or not wrote it down. LOL, we don't do that anymore. If you had a girl, what was the name going to be and why? If you had your girl name planned out. And also maybe like, what do you think would have been different?
If I had a girl and I had a girl with Brian, so if Niall was a girl,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guess.
he already had the name picked out. So, and that was like, I picked Niall.
Oh, Brian had it picked out.
Yes.
Got it.
So,
So that was going to be Dad.
God.
Do you remember? Oh, goodness. Oh God, no.
I need to ask him really quick.
Okay, I can do another question if we wait.
But
up to you.
Brian is really into pre-Hispanic culture and like
course.
decolonization. So it means like Aztec dancer.
Okay.
I want to say it was like Huitzilihuapochtli, but I think that's the god of like war. So
Okay, but in like Mexican culture.
and yes, but actual
Aztec.
Aztec. Aztec.
Okay, sorry.
So before the Spaniards came over and like started like raping and killing people. So they were native to Mexico. So yes, Mexican culture, but
Got it.
not in the way that we see it today.
Of course. Yeah.
Mhm.
I meant like historically.
Yes.
I had to take a lot of historical and social studies classes in college for no reason.
I remember it was Itotiani.
Beautiful.
And we got into, whenever I found out I was pregnant, I knew it was going to be a boy. Like I just had this
Really?
feeling, and I was
I had
like,
no clue.
yeah, I was like, Brian,
I was hoping it was human.
if you want to take the name for the girl, I completely understand.
Some people do that.
I didn't even put thought into it because I was like,
Yeah, you knew.
yeah.
Well,
He wanted to name Niall like Ruben or like, and I was like, dude, I can't have.
it's a good sandwich.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a good name for all the Rubens out there.
Yeah, the thousands of Rubens that are going to tune in.
I have an Uncle Ruben, and you know they're all Mexican, so it's Ruben, and it sounds like a little bit more, but it's just like I don't want to be like Ruben. Like, good name though. But I was like, dude, as Becca Downs wouldn't have a son named Ruben. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Deca Bounds would never. That's cool. That's quite a name, and I'm actually glad I asked that because there's a lot behind that. Do you want me? Oh, do I answer that question?
If you want to.
Lennon was gonna be Lennon, boy or girl. we literally did not have anything else picked out.
Was it gonna be spelled the same?
Yeah, it's
Lennon.
No. Well, the middle name would have been Page for Jimmy Page. So Lennon Page would have been.
That would have been cute.
So now it's just Lennon Russell. But Russell is my grandfather's first name, so it was meant to be.
What are your deepest fears? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't
What would your I'm just kidding.
like Thursdays, normal days.
What would your superpower be? Any superpower? Like
Ever since that Miley Cyrus song came out when we were kids, sneaky little, creepy little fly on the wall. I think I'd want to be like invisible because I don't know. I think I have like, it would definitely help any trust issues that I might possibly have. But invisible also probably because I watched Harry Potter as a kid and they had that. What was it? A cloak or something?
It was one of the
And I thought that was
Horcruxes,
super cool.
right? That's I'm saying that right. It was one of the Horcruxes. Am I saying that right?
I'm not that big of a fan. Jenna Fife can answer all that for me. I had friends that would get together at sleepovers and just read.
Okay.
And as much as I want to tell you I read every single time those girls made me do that, I didn't. Super cool girls though, and I did read a few books. I read the Percy Jackson series because of them. I read all the Harry Potters, but it's been a long time. I only read them once, if that tells you anything. Like I just knew it, J.K. Rowling needed the appreciation, so I read it, but I don't remember that well. I think I'm Slytherin. Next question. Oh, what's your favorite movie soundtrack? I'm really big on, I always want to talk music with you, and then I like start realizing we have very different taste, but that doesn't mean we can't have a conversation, but we can talk about soundtracks of movies because that means we enjoyed the story. It went with there's so much that goes into a soundtrack.
It's across the universe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I obviously love that for us and everybody. That's cool.
My favorite song is, I love every song on there, but I like the I Get By with Little Help from My Friends. Like I thought it was like beautifully
They
shot.
did that really well.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Max. That's
So
Max,
sexy,
right?
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You enjoy the deranged.
Mm-hmm. Love him.
Yes. I think that was like Evan Rachel Wood's big breakout as far as singing goes, because then she got the role a few years later for Frozen. She's the mom's voice in Frozen 2.
Nice.
So she sings the Where the north wind meets the sea. That whole thing. Yeah, that's her. And I had to look that up because I was like, wow, who's that mom? It sounds familiar. And it's our Lucy. Love that. I love that you said that. Great answers.
What's your favorite soundtrack?
Donnie Darko.
Okay. When I first met you, that was your favorite movie. Like, I don't know if you had just watched it for the first time, but you talked about it.
I was later in life. It was later in life for me for sure. And I would say I'm still in that phase. Like Tommy would answer this as Dazed and Confused. Excellent, excellent soundtrack. Dazed and Confused was banger after banger. Absolutely. But it's like, and we were talking about this the other day on the way to dinner. I said, Donnie Darko is my Dazed and Confused because it influenced Tommy so much. Dazed and Confused did musically, and I think like, wow, Donnie Darko. I listen to those songs daily still, and as he does for that movie, and it definitely defined us as people. So I think we have to say that's our favorite because it made us who we are. But also, you think about like the movie of Donnie Darko, and it's like, but crazy good soundtrack. Crazy good soundtrack. A lot of Tears for Fears. Seth Rogen was in that movie. I want to say Ryan Reynolds. It had a bunch of like youngsters and both Gyllenhaals. Is that Gyllenhaals?
Gyllenhaal? I think so.
Yeah, both of them were in it. Now it's you, right? I love your socks. I just saw your socks. Well, they're two different. I like the left one for sure.
Thank you.
And that one's cool too. Mushroom on Fire.
I was trying to find the other one of this sock, but I couldn't.
Becca's baby shower was space themed. So I love that. I still have like little napkins here and there that I'll find from that day. And I'll be like, oh, wow. They're so big now, the boys.
The boys. What are all the questions I had? I literally went through and like was like deep questions, not deep questions.
Not deep questions.
If you were a color, what color do you think you would be? What color do you think your aura is?
Like maroon.
And why is that?
I think it's a warm tone. And I just think I look good in it.
Hell yeah.
So maroon in French is how you say brown. So that's always been confusing for me. But I don't mean brown. I mean maroon.
Like maroon.
Exactly. That sweatshirt. I wear it all the time.
Your high school colors were maroon?
Yes.
Mine were.
Maroon and gold.
Ours were maroon and gray, I think.
That's easy to, that's not horrible. Maroon and gold isn't bad either. I freaking hate like, sorry, Sam Houston, sorry, Johnny, but like orange and blue. When I was doing my sister's graduation party, I got the ick so many times doing that shit. Love you so much. Congrats on graduating. But yeah, that was rough. Those colors are just a lot for me. But I don't like string cheese either. You have good questions. I like that. I want to say my next one was things you would have done, things you will do differently if you are to have a second baby ever. With pregnancy. That's what I put, pregnancy-wise.
I would do my pregnancy, like my birth was completely fine, but my pregnancy was traumatic for me. I think I would ask for help more. And I would not, I don't know, I wouldn't have pushed myself as hard as I did. I would have surrounded myself, or I will surround myself around people that love me. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to get pregnant again just because of
that.
Yeah. And I understand that like it was a very specific situation that I was in, and like that's not going to repeat itself like twice in a row. But it was just not a good time for me. It was the worst time of my entire life, and I had really so without trauma dumping, something I would do is I would get really nervous and my anxiety was really bad. So if Niall wasn't moving, I would
You'd be nervous about the baby.
I would be like, he died. I killed him. I couldn't carry him. Like, I'm stressing so much that I killed him. I would get a heart rate for my tummy, like the little monitors.
Yeah.
Just to put myself at ease because I didn't know that those things
The Doppler?
exist. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a Doppler.
I didn't know that that was the thing at
Yes.
the time.
Yeah. Well, it's because the doctors want us to make sure we go in however often and do that. But you can have one of those at home.
I fell whenever I was pregnant. And then I learned that, like,
Pretty far on, too. Right?
yeah,
I remember getting that information.
I learned that, like, it has to be a big fall because, like, the baby's, like, really protected. They still held me overnight and did a bunch of tests and everything, but
you were more hurt than anything.
Yeah, they pretty much told me they're like, for the baby to be affected, like, you pretty much have to be in a car crash. Like, it would have to be like a traumatic. They're like, you just fell from
like
where you were
fighting
standing
for your life.
Yeah, or like pushed or like. But no, I just slipped in the shower.
God, but that's still so.
I was really big, and I like was trying to put my head underneath, and my center of gravity was all messed up because all my weight was up front.
So, like, one of my biggest fears is being hurt in water and being hurt while wet for some reason. I don't want those two sensations to meet. So that would probably be like so traumatic for me. Something must have happened. I think what happened was I was like running in Disney World at a pool and I broke my nose. So I was like wet and hurt and I was just like uncomfortable, and like wherever I went to get care, I just felt colder because I was wet. And
Poor baby.
Yeah, I just never want that to happen. But like, oh, I went to Disney World. I can't say much. My parents bought me like 3 toys in order to like get me to calm down. But you're hitting your nose hurts so bad. You know, that hurts so bad. But I don't think I broke it. Or maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe I did and I never did anything about it.
I don't know. I got mine fixed, but I think that it was broken for so long that I rebroke it. Or not that rebroke it, but it's just...
Rebranded?
It can go back in that. Like, the septoplasty isn't 100% guaranteed that it's going to be fixed.
Yeah.
So because I didn't fix it for years, I feel like it just kind of went again. And then I've also been hit in the face a lot, so...
Did you look up any Valentine's facts? You always know... You knew about Christmas and Thanksgiving and all the holidays things. You're a holiday gal.
I didn't really look into Valentine's too much just because I do think that like it's a corporate holiday and we are pushed to like,
thank you.
Buy.
So I think, you know how we had like a whole segment of our Halloween episode where we're like, what's your favorite Halloween medley of like candy? I was thinking about how you could ask the same exact question for Valentine's, and you know, it's just a different flavor.
I did look up some Valentine's facts to talk about just because you texted me, but it was like a quick skim. But of course, America Americanized Valentine's Day. So like we made it not commercial. It was always around, but we made it like super like capitalist. And
Of course.
you know, I'm a romantic and I always have been. And like, that's something that I really like about myself. I think that it's an excuse to show someone you love them and how special they are. That's not their birthday. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some people do need actual events to like do those things.
Well, I mean, like you can say I love you in so many different ways. You can say I love you by like putting someone's shoes by the door because you know you always like they always forget them.
Intimacy is like in your day to day. That's what I think too. It's I always describe it as like anticipating your partner's needs, making their day easier. Do something to make their day easier. Valentine's Day, we just eat a lot of candy together, I guess.
I think it's just a good time for like the theatrics. Like you can be like a little bit over the top and like show this person, and you don't like cook at home. You know what I mean? Like make a meal together if that's not stressful. Like do something to learn your partner better. And I'm a big fan of it for that reason. I am gonna take Niall to the park, and like he's gonna be my Valentine, so that
Of course.
is gonna be cute. But it was originally a pagan holiday called Lupercalia. And what they would do is they would sacrifice animals and then they would skin them and then they would, I don't know, it said like hit the women with them. I'm assuming it means like spanking, but it's supposed to be, it was believed to help fertility. So they would.
Okay. Yeah. What I'm reading here is like it's bird mating season starts.
Okay.
Like that's one of the things that they consider it like a time of like love or love season is what they say. The reason it's on that day, I don't know, but that's Lennon's half birthday is February 14th. So I just take it as a happy half birthday thing and make it a milestone.
Do y'all have any plans?
I'd like to take pictures of some kind, and
He loves taking pictures. He's so photogenic. The model.
Tommy has a gig, so we'll have to do something during the day. It's tomorrow, right?
It's tomorrow. You're welcome to join us at the park if you want. We will be getting Chick-fil-A. Sorry, Lennon.
Sorry, Lennon's the only one. He likes fries. He likes fries. Of course he likes fries. Ugh. Another question I had for you was, speaking of your Valentine, what is something somewhere you're really excited to take him? Like, it's your most favorite thing. It could be traveling. It could be the corner store.
I don't know if I have a location per se, but something that I've been excited about before me being pregnant is I'm excited to do jujitsu with him.
Okay.
So I guess take him to a gym.
Find like a home gym together.
Yeah. Because realistically, with the way that life is going, he's probably going to start training before I can get back in. Just because it's a very expensive hobby, and in order to, I mean, I don't know, people train what they can, but like for me, I should be training this amount of time for it to be worth it for me. Mm-hmm. A lot of people do have the like mindset, like just get in whenever you can, but I don't think that I could justify it as an expense. But I'm really excited to roll with him, and like there's just something really beautiful about being in that flow of movement, and it's like a chess game and a dance all in one, and I'm excited to see how his little mind works, and he's really good with his like mind and body coordination already. So I feel like that's only gonna keep flourishing, and I'm excited to teach him and like learn from him as well, and to watch him grow and to surpass me. But like, I don't know, that's something I've always been excited about. I don't think that I have a place per se.
Cool.
You?
I just feel like mine's obvious.
It is obvious.
It is. Disney. But also, I was thinking about this. A vacation I had gone on as a child that might be more realistic for us as we are navigating the start of traveling with a child at all. My dad had rented a beach house in Florida. So he created a safe space already for us. It was 3 stories, so my entire family got to stay there. We didn't have to worry about hotel, all that, different rooms. We were all together, had a kitchen, we could make meals together still. So he kept normalcy by doing that, and I feel like we could do a smaller scale of that, maybe with just us as we navigate. Florida at all would be only a 2-hour plane ride, so that's not so bad. But right now, Lennon Russell is on the move. He's got to go. He cannot sit. He's not even, I feel like if I put him in a high chair, he's not going to eat as much. If he can drive by, like run by and grab something to eat, 10 out of 10 better eating right there. Digesting, I don't know if it's better, but he's burning it off as he's going. But I get him to eat more that way. We've started popsicles. He holds the stick really well and he likes it. And I like popsicles too.
I do like popsicles.
Well, I tried it with him a month ago, and he wouldn't do it. So now he's more mature, and he's popsicling.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because his teeth. He's getting just molars, nothing else. He has like just 6 teeth in the front, and then big teeth in the back. Poor guy. When did y'all go to the dentist? At a year or
yes, we have gone to the dentist. We haven't gone in a while now that the new year has started, but his teeth are he was born with teeth.
That's right.
Yeah, so all of the teething stuff we got out of the way before he was a year.
That's good. He's got like all of them now?
Pretty sure he's got all of his teeth.
Pretty sure. Wow. I'm gonna be like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got. I don't think he's delayed on anything, especially if those back ones are coming in. I just think the pieces will fall in after that.
Mm-hmm.
But I want them to have space. Also, if it's starting there, like, what if there's no space for the others? I do worry. I had braces as a kid, and all it's left me with is a bottom retainer. So my family enjoys eating corn on the cob. I struggle because I have a permanent shovel in my mouth. So Lennon has been demolishing corn on the cob. Like if I want some time to myself, I give my kid corn on the cob. Sorry, but like a small one that he just holds and like.
Niall's such a little weirdo that in the way that like sometimes he likes something and sometimes he's like, well, why would you even give this to me? But corn is one of those things. Like he either loves corn or like he'll just like throw it on the ground.
Yeah, I think corn is in Lennon's blood because when Tommy's at a crawfish, he is annihilating the corn. Like my dad knows to make more. So it's so funny that like that's his favorite food right now, and they just like eat corn together, and I'll get a few bites here and there if I can, but they eat like all the corn.
What is something that you strive for? Like, what's something that you admire and you can see in other people, and like it's something that like
other I don't know how to sound. I don't know how to sound about this.
It's okay. We can.
Other people, moms have an easier time prioritizing self-care, where I have a lot of guilt. And I don't know if that's something that comes with building that confidence that I was just talking about. Or I'm just going to have to be like, that's enough. I have to take a nap, or that's enough. I have to. Something I've been doing, working on that though, and furthermore, I started doing Hot Works. So like I did it twice last week, and I really, with breastfeeding, so Hot Works is you're working out in a sauna basically for max 45 minutes at a time. Sometimes just 15 minutes if you're doing cycling in there or like rowing or something crazy. But with breastfeeding, hydration is already so important. So if your literal workout session is detoxing you and possibly dehydrating you, it's not the best to do it every single day. So as I'm starting to slowly wean, this week Lennon has only really asked for boob for sleep. When he wakes up in the morning, he'll just go straight to breakfast or whatever. And then once he gets tired, he'll come to me and he'll literally walk himself to the bedroom, close the door, lay down, but of course with me. But he'll close the door and he'll tell me I'm ready. And that's cool. I'm loving that communication. Tommy once was at a gig and someone said, once your kid's old enough to tell you they're ready for boob is when you should stop. And he told them, once my kid is effectively communicating his needs, we need to stop doing what he is asking us to do and what he's expecting us to do. Wouldn't that instill like trust issues of any kind? And that guy obviously doesn't have kids, so he shut up. But I'm loving this effective communication because half the time I'm like, boob, hug, bluey, what is it? So this is sick. Especially toddlers, man, they'll just throw themselves on the ground like, I can't believe you don't know what I want right now. We were at my mom's and I didn't like give him he was tortilla chips. He was eating chips because we had queso, and I didn't give him a chip fast enough, and he like ran off to the side, laid on the ground, and literally went like this, like he was about to throw a fit, or he was on the verge. And I was like, I was saying the tortilla chips in my hand. I'm like, just come get it. Just come get the tortilla chip. It's what you wanted. But they actually don't want that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They want to scream now. So sat there.
When Niall wakes up and we wake up together, he always wakes up before me because he's what wakes me up.
Of course.
We'll lay in bed for a little bit. And when he's ready to get up, he grabs my glasses and he gives them to me.
I love that.
So that's his way of being like, we need to get this.
Like, let's get this going. Yeah. Where's my breakfast, lady? Here's your eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes he'll get my phone and give me that too. So he'll get my glasses and then he'll try to put them on me. And then normally I'm like, okay, dude, like, let's go. But like sometimes I'll just put my glasses on and look at him, and then he'll go over and get my phone and put it in my hand. I'm
the
like,
next thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do too. If I feel like someone's taking a long time, I just start doing the task and then hope that they'll. I guess that's why I always ask people, can you start making me a gumbo? Because I'll like come back and like try to like finish what they're doing if I get there fast enough. I think that's why I use that dialogue, because I'm like, I'll do it. Just help me out.
How is taking hot works like affecting you, like your mental health and all that stuff?
I feel good, honestly, after. Like, you feel like you walk out of there. You definitely feel some type of detox. I'm chugging water before, after. They say during, but I don't know what a water bottle in there will do. I need to get one of those. You know what I mean? I'm not oh, you're a Stanley girl.
Oh, I hate to say this. I got this before. Like,
I mean, it doesn't look like the other ones. That's why I didn't know.
Yeah, I got this. This one is about, it's a little beat up.
Lennon's throwing it around.
Well, it's about 2 years old. So I got it for my first Mother's Day of being a mom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day, thirsty bitch.
And now they're cool, I guess. Or now they're not
they're
cool,
I guess.
I've heard people say they're not cool, but it's just like, dude, I already bought it. So
No, it's the haters. Even as a crunchy person, I can tell you there's no lead in that.
There's no lead in your Stanley Cup.
No,
Good to know.
They've tried. Those are just the haters. Sometimes there's just haters. Sometimes it's not even crunchy people. Sometimes it's just absolute haters. Oh well.
What's your mentality of dealing with hate? That's a good question.
Like personally?
Yeah,
or
personally,
or like as a parent.
I mean, in any way that you want to take the question, whatever direction you want to take this.
If someone's hating me personally, I mean, I know more so now than ever to, of course, you reflect on yourself, see if you actually did hurt them in any way, try to rationalize it. But also, it usually you learn that bullies or whatever, they're fighting a fight that has nothing to do with you. That doesn't make it hurt any less. It still sucks, especially since you're being like sought after or, in the line of fire of whatever. And then like, you get your whatever comments. I think handling the actual hate with the person in front of you is easier than handling it alone later that day. 'Cause you don't stop thinking about it. Like it's easy in front of a person to play it cool. But I mean, I'd be lying if I said I don't get affected by literally everything ever. I overthink everything and it's exhausting. So you have to just decide, is this something that I have the time to carry today? If it's not, then move on. I don't know, sleep on it, pray about it is what I do. And if I'm still feeling a certain way, then maybe act on something. But I feel like I get dysregulated really easily. I don't know if I'm like, I want to have my friend Lexi as a guest because she's always talking on Instagram, not Instagram Live or anything, but like that she can talk to the camera, and I really think that's something that can be utilized and shared, because she talks like knee to knee with anybody, that this is the hardest thing ever. Mothering is really hard, and dealing with stuff yourself and then looking at them and they, you know, they want to play or they want to whatever. And you're like, oh man, I'm not having the best day. And that's how I would handle hate if somebody was like giving it to me. But can we also talk about the hate we give ourselves? That's my hardest one, I guess. I'm so incredibly hard on myself, and that's what my resolution is, to not be so hard on myself. And I think taking 2 weeks off of not filming and just letting life happen, it didn't work out for us, stuff like that. I think that's me handling that hate of myself. Not that I hate myself, you know, that's just the context of the question and the dialogue. So yeah, that's how I handle hate.
I had a really good conversation with someone at work. And I'm trying to think of how to word this without giving out too much information. But we were talking about their parent and like how hard their parent is on them. And like their parent will insult them because they're not living up to their expectations, and that they feel like they're constantly a letdown.
Insult in like calling them names or comparison?
Comparing them to how they used to be.
Okay.
So comparing them to like, oh, well, whenever I was your age, I was doing this.
Okay.
And I was just listening to this person, and I told them like, you know, what sucks is like all of the things and the mean things that they're saying to you, like it's not actually about you. It's a reflection of how they feel about themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. They have obvious regrets.
Because there's things that like these insults, like they're so particular that like, and whenever someone insults you a certain way, like you can tell like that's something that they're insecure about. And they're assuming that like I have those same insecurities, which is why they're picking them apart. But I was like, yeah, dude, I hope that your parent heals, you know what I mean? But the thing is like healing require, like you don't just wake up one day and you're healed.
Yeah.
You don't just like, you're like, wow, I'm going to get better. And then you just do it.
Yeah. All you can really gain is like 80% of it's you. All you can really gain is like self-awareness and like move forward. And if that parent never becomes self-aware of that, then
yeah, that's exactly what I was telling her. I was like,
it's never ending.
If that doesn't happen, you know, like in order to heal, you have to go back and you have to like look at those things that hurt you. And it is the biggest pain in the world. Like it's reliving all of that trauma and like understanding that like none of this happened to you for a reason. It doesn't make anything special. It just happened. You know what I mean? Like there was no divine intervention, like no higher power decided to make you suffer. And everyone has their own beliefs, but like it just happened. So you kind of have to accept that and like understand that like you're able to grow from that and like love yourself enough to like rebuild after that. But going through that pain is really scary for a lot of people. And if you don't go through it,
they spend their whole life avoiding it.
But the thing is like you can just run from it, and then you
and then die.
You never have to feel it. But yeah, part of I think I used to hate myself, and I used to hate myself a lot, but I don't anymore. And like I think how I dealt with a lot of things when I was pregnant, just because I know that I'm a very fucked up individual. I know that like I don't have a normal upbringing. I don't have all of the tools that a normal person should have. Like I didn't have a parent telling me like, oh, you need to do this to be a good person. Like unfortunately, I've had to do things in life and be kind of a piece of shit because I didn't know any better. And then like learn like, oh, I hurt people whenever I do this, and I hurt good people. I hurt people that I care about. And not that like I didn't know, but like I literally just had to experience it for myself.
I feel like I had like childhood wasn't traumatic, but I also don't think I have zero coping skills. Like nothing. I'm just dysregulated or I'm fine. There's like no in between. And whenever I'm like dysregulated, it's very physical. Like no control over my like legs, or like I'll like shake, throw up, become stomach issues, stuff like that, like very deep. And I feel like that comes from not talking about it. Like not talking about it, you just swallow your words so much you literally throw them up. It became physical for me. So my coping mechanisms now are just realizing that I'm at such a state that, like, how do I distract myself? How do I breathe? How do I live again? And I'll be having like such horrible anxiety, and Lennon will be on the boob, and I can feel myself like starting to like convulse or whatever. Still conscientious, you know what I mean? I know what's happening and I know why. And I know it's because my brain's like going 90 to nothing.
A great practice for that, which you're already doing, is advocating for Lennon. You know what I mean? Because he can't advocate for himself, and that kind of has to get you out of your comfort zone already. Because
yeah, he puts me in the most awkward situations.
But also like understanding that like you also deserve to be advocated for, and you have to advocate for yourself as well.
Yeah, that's the hardest.
But you're already working towards it. I feel like it's probably going to happen like over your lifetime.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm self-aware that when I get nervous, it doesn't look like the same as when someone else gets nervous. I do know that much.
Hello?
Like, I know, you know, I stand in any position I'm in. I like hold myself. I'm like, I can combust at any moment. I just feel like I guess that's me handling hate. I'm circling back to that.
Yeah.
I guess that's that. But I mean, how do I teach coping mechanisms when I'm like, you know, on fire myself? So yeah, Lexi, you'll be coming on soon to chat about that.
I think like, I know it sounds so fucking stupid, but you really do just have to breathe. And
no,
like,
I know I have to because the hyperventilating hurts my stomach. You know what I mean? Like I know I have to do that. So what I'll do is I'll be like, okay, is he asleep or not? I'll try to escape, and then I'll try to come out here, have him on the baby monitor. I know he's okay, and I'll like try to think about anything else, maybe talking about it. I saw something today that was like, sometimes venting doesn't help. Sometimes venting just amps up the situation and leaves more room for more negative things to come in. And so immediately venting about something like me saying like, I'm leaving Boob and I'm leaving a situation. Not that Boob made me nervous, but what I was thinking about while I was in the same position for a long time made me nervous. So leaving that position, using my legs, walking around, because I'll feel like my legs don't exist. Like I'll lose complete control. So I'll just try to do laps and be like, I'm here. They say focus on the body parts that you can control and like feel those until you can feel yours again. But I'll go numb.
I think walking around and doing something physical.
I'll start cleaning.
That's one thing Josh Canancer told me. I don't know if I've said this before, but anytime he felt anxious or angry, he would just start cleaning. And he said, like, at the very worst, you're just going to have a clean home. And then that's going to make you feel better. Like,
yeah, because you can't actually think until everything's clean.
But I do also have to say, like, I think it's important when I say, like, oh, just breathe. And then, like, maybe at the end of that, you'll feel better. But it's okay if you don't feel better. And it's okay if, like, your body just gets to the point that you have to cry, because our body physically needs that as well. Like, it's okay to just like let that out and like just give in and be vulnerable and like,
oh, I cry.
Yeah. Like
I cry.
It's good for you.
But it's almost like once I'm actually having a panic attack, I'm more so scared that I'm going to pass out. And then here's another fear, y'all. I hyperventilate. What if and I've never passed out from anxiety, but if I did, wait, I have, but it's like because of blood work and needles and stuff. If I did, my son's here alone. Tommy on, weekend nights, he has these gigs like 9 to 1, and he wouldn't notice that I'm unconscious probably until he got home. Like he'd just assume I went to bed. You know what I mean? So that's another fear. Like I come out here and I'm like, get your shit together because that baby in there needs you. But then I'm like, is that unhealthy pressure? But it's true. You regain your conscientiousness quick because if he wakes up, he needs boob and you need to be calm and you need to be still and you need to make sure you are creating a environment that he can sleep in.
Yeah, if I ever feel overwhelmed, and I usually feel overwhelmed when Niall feels overwhelmed, I just start taking deep breaths and then like I hold him and like have him take like eventually like obviously he's screaming, he's like fighting, but like it at least calms me down to where the point that I can like better. But like I think breath work is so important. And like if you can just do that and like just last another second, like everything is going to be okay. If you just
just keep moving. Yeah. Or swimming. Whatever they said. Well, thank y'all for being here for episode 10 with our questions. I don't know how many questions we got through, whatever, if it was 10 or not, or if you're even here right now. Victoria.
We know that you're here and we love
We
you.
know you're here. That's so funny. We said that together. She said she was going to create another account just to subscribe, just to do an extra subscription. And then because I was like following her at work. So following people at work is literally just their table is a large table. So their food, therefore, requires 2 trays or more. So you're like, can I get a follow? And because I followed her, she was like, I'm gonna create another account. I love this attention I'm getting from you. And I just love that attitude. She's so funny.
I want to give a quick shout out. I don't know if you're here, but Gareth Garcia, our number one
She
fan.
hasn't been.
Oh, really? Mm. Oh, well, Gareth, if you see this, we miss you.
Baby, come back.
We miss you, and we hope that you're doing well. And maybe you'll go back and we'll watch this and just know that like we're here for you, and we love you.
All right. Thank y'all. Bye.
Bye.